Game number 1, everybody! We are back to the All Hallows Cup, and we're still in the Swiss rounds, and some of you might actually ask themselves after checking the two team names in today's series, wait a second, Khaldor, didn't we see that already? And, well, yes and no, but let's talk about this after introducing our players. To the left, we have ex-Granit Gaming, aka Laubers Fanclub, the fan club today with Henning on Rhaegar, Pepega, aka Chris on Sylvanas, Kopenhagen on Leoric, Ty on Zeratul, and Lauber on Blaze. And here on Infernal Shrines, to the right side of the map, in red, we have Feel the Heat with X-Ray on Malfurion, Wit on Tyrael, Dainu on Junkrat, Kolios on Hanzo, and Kirva on Falstad. So, to solve that mystery real quickly, yes, we've actually seen a series between the fan club and Feel the Heat already. It was a pretty close one. A 2-1 victory for the fan club. But it was a really close story, and as it happened in this Swiss system, they actually played against each other again later on in the Swiss round of the qualifier. So this is the rematch, so to say, between the two teams here, and we're going to have another look at it. Now, as I've been saying, Feel the Heat actually pretty solid improvement on their part, but as you could already tell in series number 1, it's pretty tough to take the blue team down. The fan club is very strong, and that's actually already happening here in the middle of the map as Tyrael gets taken down with that little gank that we've seen from the blue team, so nicely done. This is also just additionally a really good map for the fan club. We're having Ty, by the way, again with the Zeratul build that we've been talking about several times in the past. We actually had a game of Washed Up the other day where they played with Zeratul, and it didn't really work out the way that they intended. They went into a little bit of a weird setup. Actually, I'm not 100% certain if it was Washed Up or if it was Pork 9. Either way, like we saw another team on high level go into a build with Cleave, but then still go into the Might of the Nerazim on level 10. So it was a little bit of a weird hybrid. Didn't quite work as they intended to, especially since they didn't use the potential synergy between the Jaina that they were running together with that Zeratul and a potential Void Prison. In this game though, Ty does exactly what he's been doing for months, even before the Zeratul upgrade or change. Goes into the Shadow Hunter on level 1, and we are going to see him with that focus into the auto attack build that he's been displaying with that hero for quite a while now. Also, as you can tell, in this tournament at least, Lauber is still sticking with his little preference for the main tank Blaze. And I've been going over the map a little bit and how Blaze in this particular map as a main tank offers even more area of effect, damage and sustainability on the shrine to you, together with Leoric, who obviously has a fair amount of AoE himself. That means that they're going to have a huge amount of clear when it comes to the objective. In addition to that, you have also Cleave still as an ability on Zeratul, plus obviously Rhaegar with his lightning shield. So a very heavy wave clear focused lineup that still has a lot of CC available that they can use to take targets down. In addition to that, Sylvanas, who oftentimes is described as a hero that makes a winning team win faster and quicker. But then again, looking over to the other side, we have actually a lot of damage, and I'm a little bit surprised that we have 3 backline damage dealers for Feel the Heat, which is a little bit of an overkill, and I'm seriously worried for them when it comes to the shrine phase, because it just doesn't seem that even with those shields that Tyrael can supply, they're going to have the sustain that they need against us. Triple backline has fallen out of fashion years ago for a reason, and very rarely do we see it employed these days, but when it happens, I mean, let's just put it like this. I cannot remember when a triple backline has last won a game in a highly competitive match. I don't think that has happened in years. But as it stands, we're still going to see that damage come out, and obviously if you go into the triple backline, the one advantage that you have is that your damage output, especially in the early game, is pretty fantastic. But they still need to coordinate this, and this is what they're currently trying to do here, as they're attempting to catch up with the amount of minions that the fan club already secured for themselves. Level 4 abilities are ready for both teams. Kopenhagen alive as he connects the drain. Lauber also struggling to survive, but still holding on a little bit longer. Looks like they might trade Leo's life, and yep, there's the trade activated already, but Chris gets the counter kill, and that's an important one as they're trying to make the play for Kolios. Yeah, Chris comes in and gets the second kill just as Blaze falls too, but Leo is obviously going to be back in just a few seconds. 36 against 35, Junkrat down with a triple kill that we're seeing here in this game. And there comes the Arcane Punisher, plus an additional kill against Falstad for the fan club. Nicely done. Great opening again for the fan club. Doing extremely well here in the early stage. Winning the objective against the opponent despite the early game advantage that you sometimes really get with those triple backline setups, just because you can dish out so much damage in the first few team fights. And by now we're having also with the charged up and the static shield. Bit of a different build here for Falstad. And part of that is definitely because of Zeratul on the other side. This is, by the way, the one exception where I'm not going to rip a Falstad player for a level 7 choice that shows anything else but Boomerang. Obviously, I would still like him to have a bit more wave clear for the top lane and to get the global value. But if you're going up against this, it is not unheard of to go into a full-on Lightning Rod build here. But Kieva... yeah, nearly got taken out here towards the top, and of course with him retreating, that means that we're having more pressure against the wall as camps are taken down at the bottom of the map. We're having even more of a push in the middle. Punisher wasn't even followed up with from the fan club, since they just knew they would get the wall and little else. But now they're pushing pretty much every single lane, and with very much success, I might add. So all the way at the top, the wall is gone. Dino is defending as much as he can here. In the middle, we have a little fight that could cost Lauber his life, and that's the case. So Lauber down. X-Ray, on the other hand, is also falling as Tai comes in to get the counter kill. Yeah, still very flexible, of course, on these plays with his Zeratul. Goes in again with the might of the Narazim. Has to move out again, but still, the damage was done already. Might of Nerazim, we have the bunker, also seeing Entomb, the Wailing Arrow, and the Ancestral Healing. Level 10 abilities with 6 kills against 3, are roughly a level ahead for Feel the Heat. Oh, off Feel the Heat, so yeah, Feel the Heat now. It's going to, of course, try and catch up as quickly as they can, but as usual, the one play that we're having... Ooh, Hanzo actually eliminated down here after all with the damage over time, look at that. So with 7 kills against 3 now, we're still having a position where they use that advantage to get an additional camp. And also, potentially, could put now Sylvanas into a position to maybe push the mid lane a little bit more aggressively, together with that camp that they just stole away. So this is one of the things that they currently do right here. Okay, we're already having the fort nearly taken down, all the way up at the top. Kirva goes down too. Yeah, the bird is dead. No more birdies in this game. And, well, Chris is still fighting it out with X-Rays. He was trying to make the rotation, but I gotta say, the situation is getting worse and worse and worse for Feel the Heat, because they are completely dominated by their opponent right now. I mean, they got 3 kills, but just generally speaking, that's another fort down. The one in the mid lane is already nearly destroyed, and they're even making a rotation to catch X-Ray. And they get him! The Entomb just pitch perfect here. Silence comes through, and that is the end of Malfurion. 9 kills against 3. Now, we are praising Feel the Heat in the first series that the two teams played against each other, it feels like the fan club has actually stepped it up a little bit, and is now looking even stronger here. So this is... It's actually getting kind of nasty. And we were talking about nearly a level 13 talent advantage for the blue team right now, considering that this is objective number 2. That's actually incredible. And they're going to hold on to that. So with this, we're now having at the top also a lead taken. And it seems like Feel the Heat is going to fight for this one. Talent advantage or not. I mean, at this point they don't have it yet, but they should be able to pick it up with the next minion wave. And we're seeing Chris already working on it. Moving straight through, well, even Zeratul was held up in the mid lane a little bit longer to get the experience, and there they have it. And with that, we're now also getting the mending strikes, and they have the advantage that they're going to use immediately. Tai is already moving in against Khaldor. Here comes the stun, and the Sanctification plus Mighty Gus as they're trying to put a little bit of distance between themselves and the opponent. Feel the Heat, that is. Again, the attack here, with Lauber dropping the bunker. And with the talent advantage and the stats advantage, they're doing well here. But Lauber needs to be careful. He already used the bunker. Can't do anything about that anymore. Khaldor drops the arrow, but soaked up by Leo. Didn't get too much out of it, especially since he already was in the raid walk. Dino low, and he goes down as Tai is looking for the next target. Ancestral connects with him, and he just jumps back in to take the kill against Hanzo just after Malfurion was able, or was trying to save the Bowman. But little Archer already down. That's 3 kills. And yeah, again, we're coming back to the original point. If you don't have anyone at the front line to really defend the backline damage dealers, then you're going to be in trouble. The only way you can play around that is by killing your opponent quicker than they kill you. But with all the sustain that we have through bunker, damage reduction from Leo, it's just not going to happen that easily. So triple backline currently not working out at all for Feel the Heat. Bit of a delay on the last minion, making sure that everybody can get mana back, in particularly, of course, Henning, who was incredibly low. Leo is already sitting down at the bottom of the map to get another camp that could push the bot lane a little bit more aggressively. And with this, we're currently having towards the top side. Still Ty, just waiting, just chilling. Blaze sniffs out what's down here at the bottom. Another camp is taken. Yeah, they want to get the Shaman camp together with this now too. And they're going to make this happen. But with this, you can already tell, since they want to have the Shaman camp plus also the Punisher topside, they're really looking to get that keep. And maybe even a little bit more. That arrow connects with Lauber. Does he have bunker? He does, and he should be able to get away from his. Use the new habits here with the Pyromaniac, and therefore able to get the quick unstoppable through. Here comes the attack in the middle. Ty moves in, gets a little bit of damage out. But they will have to rotate topside eventually. But look at the bottom of the map. Yep. More and more damage thanks to the Khaldor camp. So this is another lane that's going to get pushed in favor of the fan club. They're starting to jump in. Wall is already gone. Sylvanas empowering the push, of course. Nearly taking the kill against Junkrat. And the Singularity Spike didn't connect. Therefore, Zeratul wasn't able to get the final blow in. Already having another jump, and with the keep falling, they might go even a little bit further if they can get the kills, but it doesn't really seem like it. They have a 2 talent advantage, by the way, at this point in time. 4 levels ahead. Well, now 3. Pot lane is, as expected, nearly falling, even though it's not quite there yet. Lauber, a little bit suicidal here. Yeah, someone is going for a bit of a Sudoku move. But we still have the kill against Hanzo, thanks to Zeratul, and the Ancestral keeps Lauber in play too. He can solve his Sudoku puzzle a little bit later. Nice Entomb here as well. And that should be the end of X-Ray, and indeed it is. So with 2 heroes down, maybe an opening to go for the core, but Henning is low. Lauber isn't looking too sexy there either, so they have to be cautious. And will very likely instead make a rotation and maybe even try to get some more damage in the mid lane. Which is exactly what we're currently seeing here. We're having down at the bottom of the map, of course, that fort still barely in play, but this is going to change right now. And even over here, Ty attempting to anchor the place of his opponent. Oh, arrow going completely wide. Nicely dodged by Henning and by Ty. Fort is down. And at this point, we're having the red team on 2 structures. 2 keeps, mid lane, bot lane is all that they have. Bit of a look at the damage output shows us very quickly that Chris is again killing it on Sylvanas. 29,000 damage by him is nearly the top damage in the game. The only one that is actually above him is currently Falstad. The question is, of course, for how much longer that's going to last. Wit is low, and that's just the pressure that is put on Tyrael the entire game. He's the only frontliner. There's nobody else. There's nobody else that helps him out here. Copenhagen going up against Kirva again, but as the bird is getting more and more talents and is working on that particular build, it's rough. The problem is that the rest of the team is just dying as we're talking about. This camp is stolen away. Malfurion and Junkrat are both going to be eliminated here. And with that, there might be an opening to get that kill core. And they're starting to go for it. Bit of damage here in the middle. They could make the move onto the keep if they feel they don't quite have the power to drop the core here, but at this point they have the confidence, and with 16 kills against 3, why wouldn't they? There comes the Gus as they're buying a little bit more time. Another kill as Tyrael goes down. Ty once more showing off his skills on Zeratul. Henning with his self-ancestral keeps himself in play too, and that is the end of game number 1. The core falls, and it falls quickly. Lauber has the bunker too. And there we go. The fan club with a victory in game number 1 and the lead in the best of 3 series of the rematch against Feel the Heat. Game number 2, everybody. Ty Zeratul kind of ripped Feel the Heat a new one in the last game, and now we're heading into map number 2, Shire. But take a close look of what we're having there on the blue side. We have Henning on Malfurion, Copenhagen on Abathur, and Tai still was able to get his Zeratul. So after Zeratul himself was already a problem for Feel the Heat in game number 1, this time we're going to have Zeratul with an Abathur symbiote to make things even more exciting. Chris in addition to that on Jaina, and Lauber on Melganis. This is starting to become... I mean, honestly, like, this is horrible. If I'm Feel the Heat, then I'm shitting my pants already. Gray on Stukov, Kolios on Thrall. Kirva has at least a Samuro finally. Wit on ETC and Dino on Junkrat, but I don't really know if even with that Samuro attempt they can change anything here. This is going to be rough, to say the least. I mean, honestly, I'm expecting a little bit of a spanking here. I've seen what Tai can do with Zeratul, and I've seen what Tai can do with Zeratul when there's an Abathur in the game. And normally that is just an absolute disaster for the opponent, as he's just ripping the backline apart with slash after slash. So if Feel the Heat is able to take that combo down, that would be more than just a little bit impressive. And it's not like they don't have any kind of tools here. Let's be straight about this. They have the power slide of ETC into Stukov Silence. They can follow that up with damage from Thrall, Samuro, and Junkrat. The Samuro factor is something that can first of all do a whole lot of work at the top lane, and then in the later stages of the game, when the forts are eliminated, he has a lot of freedom on the map and space to really work with here. But it is still a tall order, I feel, to take down that composition that Lauber and his boys are currently playing here. So again, the focus onto the Siege Giants. We're seeing also more camps attacked very quickly afterwards. It feels the Heat is focusing their attention onto the Bruiser camp. On level 1, we're seeing the reactive Ballista Spores taken for Stukov. For Samuro, as so often, the Way of the Blade has been taken. Not really a lot of surprises here. I mean, we still have, right now, the Block Party taken over the traditional Globe quest, but with 2 of the shrines already under the control just for a short amount of time. We might even see an early Dragonite here. And yeah, welcome to the problem. Up to the top, Zeratul and Abathur. I mean, Abathur just in general is obviously offsetting the balance on the solo lane heavily, and he always did. I mean, Abathur has been a consistent ban in Europe for, I think, 3 years now, because he's just so incredibly strong on most maps that have a dedicated solo lane, or the big maps in particular. But every single time you face off against an Abathur team in a 1 versus 1 lane, you know that you're going to be in trouble eventually. Lauber even being able to move out here thanks to Abathur and stays alive. But I gotta admit that this push towards the top side is actually really nice for the team in red. So Feel the Heat is applying some pressure here and using this camp as well as they could possibly have done. So now we're having even pressure in the mid lane against the first Dragonite. So I gotta give it to Feel the Heat. They're starting this off with a pretty good pressure against their opponent, but now that we have a 3-man against the top side and Abathur jumping in and offsetting the balance even more, we're having the first kill in the game, and this one is taken by the Slug himself. Slugging it out right there. So that one already done. Bottom of the map, Kirva still fighting this out, but Abathur... Ooh, that is an interesting move. Yeah, but it jumped out right away. They definitely gave Copenhagen something to think about for a second. I can be very well aware of that. But now we have 1 kill only. We have good pressure against structures from Feel the Heat. And with them being 0-1 in this series, they obviously want to attempt to make sure that they're getting back into this series. I mean, not the map itself, but the series by tying it and making sure that they force the 3rd game. But if that's going to be successful or not, we shall find out. I mean, generally speaking, so far, Granit Gaming, ex-Granit Gaming, the fan club hasn't lost in the Swiss round yet. Feel the Heat is still looking very, very good, as does, by the way, Washed Up, so all 3 of those teams are doing fairly well. Laubers Fanclub hasn't lost a single series and is therefore at the top of the herd, but now we're having also topside again, a little bit of a battle. Yep, here comes Thrall trying to apply the pressure. The thing is that Thrall isn't alone. Tai wants the kill, because he's already aware that he's most likely going to die too. He's trying to take down Kolios, but the Frost Wolf resilience keeps Thrall alive in addition to X-Ray on Stukov. Nicely done. The kill against Zeratul just a little bit too much for Tai to handle. But here it is. Wormhole is being used again. Blizzard obviously changed the talent of the last patch that caused a lot of Abathur players, a lot of Zeratul players to shy away from the talent in general. Tai still takes it. He's not exclusively going for Seeker in the dark, but he's still absolutely willing to invest into that. Kiewa with 22 hit points is actually escaping that onslaught. They want to go for the fort, and one of the reasons is that the red team has done the same thing at the top. So it's an even exchange in structures that they're looking for right now. And a perfect example for why sometimes you don't want to just move to the other side of the map to try and defend, but why sometimes you have to push through. They weren't able to take the whole thing though, but they might be able to do it now because X-Ray is again taken down as we're seeing a full-on focus onto the support, and with Kolios being low and Jaina going into the Icelands, there's the second kill. 2 heroes down and then looking at a third as Wit. Oh, that might even be, that is a quad kill. They get everybody. ETC and Junkrat all down. 5 kills against 1 now. Incredibly well played. But Kiewa is already attempting to control the macro aspect. The Dirty Trickster, by the way, has been taken on level 7 now. Now, I'm not quite sure why the talent even has that name. I mean, we already knew that about Junkrat. It's not like you're telling us anything new here. So, duh. But, well, level 10 abilities already. And that's when the blue team is going to get one of their biggest power spikes, obviously, thanks to the copy being available on Abathur himself. It's been honestly years since we've seen Monty. The monstrosity hasn't really been skilled in a long, long time. I all of a sudden realizes that he might have asked for a little bit too much trouble here. But Abathur is there, helping out, and so is Lulba. So, mid lane, that's where we had a bit of additional pressure. 10 abilities are now ready for both of them, and that means we're having the Illusion Master for Samuro, and it's Mosh Pit time. Lauber again, moving out for now. Whereas down to the bottom of the map, Thrall is in trouble. Kolios did not see this one coming and got taken out as 3 heroes rotated towards him. But there's still a bit of a battle happening over here, with Tai just sniffing around the edges, trying to see if he can maybe find another opening here. Junkrat, by the way, so far hasn't really taken he's honestly just teasing Rocket right here. It's more of an ARAM talent, if anything, but hey, if you get something else but the Riptire, it would be kind of fun. But I don't really see it. I mean, this is a real game after all, so you might be willing to take that in a brawl, but I don't really think that we're gonna see a Rocket Ride in this particular setup, especially without any additional stuns. Well, they have a few. 5-man mosh pit into Rocket Ride? Is that the ticket back into the game? Might be. I can tell you someone who is looking for a ticket out of that situation. That's Kiewa on Samuro, and, well, he gets completely put into a corner, so that's that. 7 kills against 1 right now. Still Control here in the middle. Lauber still ghosting around a bit. And Dainu is alive, but Thrall is dead. Yep, and there we have the Riptire. No Rocket Ride after all. Shocking. Who would have thought? I gotta admit, I would have laughed if we had a 3 to 5 mad mosh pit and then all of a sudden a Rocket Ride coming out and him getting an insane kill or anything. So yeah, that would be pretty amazing. At this point, we're just seeing Tai again jumping around here and showing off his muscles. 2 ticket to the gun show, please, baby, and he gets it. The problem is that he didn't buy an exit pass. So yeah, he gets the kill against Junkrat. The problem is that he still falls, and interestingly enough, he falls to the trade. So don't see that all that often. But I mean, at least here it happened. Soma Transference is now also ready, and with 9 kills against 2 and a level 13 talent advantage, the blue team is still looking extremely good in game number 2 and wants to make this obviously a 2-0 victory in order to get even farther ahead in the standings of this Swiss qualifier. Mosh Pit comes through, hits 2, they're trying to get Malfurion, and he is down. Henning got eliminated. An attempt to get back with a double Jaina, but not so far. Yeah, and the Rocket Ride comes through, but Chris is already mounted, so there's no problem for him to get away. Instead, we're just seeing the copy taken apart. But yep, there they're jumping in again. X-Ray sits tight, and well, there's Zeratul again getting attacked. Look at that. I gotta give some credit here to the red team. They're actually starting to get their kills in, and they're controlling Zeratul quite nicely. Okay, 14,000 on Junkrat, 21,000 on Jaina. And there we go. Lauber is also isolated. That's, by the way, a Dragonite here. Kierva gets it. And Junkrats, well, they're gonna get... No way. No. There's a lockdown, and the Dirty Trickster. Come on! He doesn't have the Riptire. 18 seconds for the Riptire, and he doesn't have it. You gotta be kidding. Lauber gets the kill against ETC. Malfurion is dead again, and I guess finally we might see Lauber fall too. But keep in mind that this entire setup at the bottom also keeps 4 heroes. He's still alive. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I mean, yes, he has the Abathur support, but still, that is just insane. And what did the Dragonite get? The Dragonite got a wall and 50% of the HP of the keep, of the fort. It's just, you could argue that the objective didn't do as much as they really wanted to. Yeah, now Riptire is ready again. I think he would have loved to use that in the last encounter just to get the final blow in against his opponent, but that wasn't the case. Shadowhunter is completed now too for Zeratul, as we are actually seeing... No. Oh, no, he's not going for it just yet. Kierva is just pushing it again. 15 versus 15 though. That's actually quite nice for them. More camps now about to be claimed at the bottom of the map. So that's what we're going to see next. We're having Tai also sitting tight here in the situation, starting to move around in order to get a few more kills in. The thing is that he already died 3 times. The only 2 that haven't died yet are the Slug and Mal'Ganis. Lauber hasn't died. Look at that. Did he finally get good? Kappa. Yeah, top Caterpillars to be taken out, and Abathur is already on the case. But there's the level 16 talents, and it's time to rock and roll, baby. With the adrenaline boost on Abathur, they're a little bit quicker on their feet now too. But yeah, it's a fort versus a fort that we've seen. I mean, yeah, there's the kill count, and generally speaking, this has more so looked like a very dominant game by the blue team. But if we're honest, it's 16 versus 16. 4 down on each side, and this game is still open. That was a massive advantage, honestly. It was actually an incredible advantage earlier, but yeah, let's see how they're gonna play this out now from here on out. We're having the endless nades again. We're also seeing for Zeratul again the Master Warp Blade after the Mending Strike. And Zeratul is still jumping around here, as at the bot lane we're seeing Mal'Ganis going up against 3 heroes running away from Lauber and Abathur. It's just a little bit too much. You have so much transference, you have the adrenaline boost thanks to the symbiote. In addition to that, we're having Lauber speccing extremely heavily here also, as you can tell, straight into the Necrotic Embrace. So yeah, the entire time here trying to get the extra armor. He has his own survivability, of course, that is all enhanced by Abathur himself. So it's incredibly difficult to actually get rid of Mal'Ganis if there are not a lot of stuns against him. Once that ETC joins the party, it's a different story. There. Tai gets actually caught. There's no one to punish him though. Yeah, with not really a bad move. The problem is the damage wasn't there. And now Tai wants to move in again. Sundering even coming out, and X-Ray survives. Ice block saves Jaina as the Riptire came through, and they're starting to jump in once again. X-Ray needs to be still careful, since there is obviously Tai's mobility to account for too. But now with both shrines in the hands of the fan club, there's an opportunity for them to get another Dragonite. Actually, the first one there. Dino is already looking towards the bot lane in order to prevent that from happening as much as he can. But the aggression is still there. Tai towards the top is fighting it out with Samuro. Abathur is there again. This is getting insane. Lauber pushed into the towers. There's the slide, and Tai gets out. Tai gets away. Henning is ready. Kierva gets the final hit in. Nice. Zeratul dead. Jaina coming to join the battle and nearly getting the kill against Samuro. But I gotta say, Feel the Heat has definitely turned up the temperature a little bit in this game. And is now looking at level 18 talents again. Level 18 again. No talents connected with this one. Again, the jump down to the bottom of the map as Dino is trying to pressure the advantage. But this game is all of a sudden all over the place. 32,000 damage by Abathur. 18,000 only by Zeratul. 27k by Mal'Ganis. And then you look over to the other side and you have Junkrat, the top damage dealer for Feel the Heat with 25,000. But Samuro, again, is everywhere right now, trying to push this. In terms of experience soaked, he's also the top hero in the game. Not really a big surprise. 12,000 nearly that he soaked so far. And we have 10,000 for Jaina. Chris has actually moved a lot between the lanes and tried to burst them down with the AoE that he can put into play. Again, the setup, this time against ETC. The slide, Sundering. And Ty still looking for the kill. The mosh pit! Oh, Wit is playing a great game on this ETC, to be honest with you. He's really anticipating the movements of Zeratul as much as he can, and it is putting a strain onto the plays of Ty. 5 deaths already on Zeratul. Considering how dominant Ty's performance was on the last map, it is actually quite respectable that Wit and his boys are able to anticipate his moves this nicely and shut him down wherever they can. So now they have another opportunity to get the Dragon Knight, get level 20, and then maybe turn this into a 3-mapper. Well played here. They're starting to jump in again. There's the interrupt attempt. 3 heroes on the bottom of the map. Junkrat is already a bit low, but they're trying to look for the control here. Lauber gets the support of Abathur again and is just simply moving through all of this. It feels like Lauber doesn't give a shit in this game. Like, he's just always sitting there. He gets the extra sustain through the symbiote with the level 13, Soma Transference, the extra movement speed. Has obviously the increased damage output and is just sitting tight there and saying like, yeah, what you gonna do against me? So now we have level 20 talents any second. That's obviously... it's a little bit of a game changer. Oh, one thing that I wanted to commentate too. We actually have this, generally speaking, Earthquake and the shields later on 20 are usually just absolutely crazy. But in this case, when you play Sundering, you normally are looking for flank kills more so than anything else. But right now, we actually have a setup that is looking really, really solid for them, because they are currently able to destroy a lot of the plays that are being made by the blue team, thanks to good Sunderings. In this case, they're able to set it up to get the kill against Malfury, and exactly the way that they are supposed to do this. This is a pretty solid setup. So, yeah, well played from them. Towards the top, we're now also seeing Kierva again starting to try and make sure that Ty doesn't get the control over the shrine, since obviously the next step would be to get the Dragon Knight here. But he's already a bit low. Abathur is the question. Can he come in? There's already a camp about to be destroyed. But Dragon Knight is against Threaten in the middle. And with Malfurion gone and therefore the sustain, this is a problem. In terms of talents, we're having at this point the Hive Mind. We're seeing the Twilight Falls. But there's another Dragon Knight for the red team. Feel the Heat is going to push this through. Top off for Stukov. Samuro hasn't made a choice yet, but is still moving towards the top side as the rest of the team is starting to push through the bottom of the map. And the fort is really the minimum what you need to get here right now. You need to make something happen here for sure. Lauber, he is already moving in again, and we already talked about how powerful he is with Mal'Ganis and the Abathur support in this game. 41,000 damage by Abathur. The slug is absolutely wrecking it, but just look towards the top lane. Talking about wrecking things. Yeah, Kira is wrecking this one a lot. And he's already starting to pressure Copenhagen in the middle too. But they are just everywhere now. And this is the power of a late game Samuro. This is really the power of a Samuro player that is in a position where he can do just a lot of work by being just omnipresent, more or less. And that's exactly what he's currently pulling off against Ty. Gets solid damage in. Ty wants the kill, though. He might actually get it. And is incredibly close. Ty gets the Soma Transference heal. And the kill. This time, actually, thanks to Jaina. Yeah, he jumped on the Samuro Copper over here, and Jaina didn't hesitate for a second and just took the trash out. So now we're having the rotation around towards the top in order to get a few more kills. Wit might still have the Mosh Pit, but he can't really use it here. So he dies too. And now we have 12 kills against 9. But all the forts are gone. Every single fort is eliminated. And yep, that was again a solid setup by them. So now we're having rotations towards the bottom and possibly towards the night camp that we have at the bottom of the map. We're also having the attack right here. And that should actually take down the siege giants. Are we gonna get that? Yep, they get the camp. I mean, it's a 3 versus 5 right now. It would have been a shocker if they would not have tried to steal it away, or if the attempt would have been unsuccessful. But it's a pretty cool game here at the beginning with 7 kills against 1. I honestly thought that the fan club would just roll over them, but far from it. Feel the Heat really fighting back into this. They now obviously have suffered a bit of a blow as two of their heroes went down, and with ETC dying, there's a chance that they get the keep before he's back to business. But this is still a pretty respectable performance by the red team, especially the control that they have over Zeratul. Here comes once again the Tranquility. Copenhagen has the copy out, and they get the keep. Well played by them. Keep is taken, and can they get the... Oh, great. For them, that's fantastic. It's a bit heartbreaking for Feel the Heat that they just lose Stukov here just as ETC is back. These staggered deaths definitely hurt, but it seems like we're having an attempt to go for the core, and with Junkrat down, there's a good chance that they're gonna get this. That would be a 2-0 victory if they make it happen. Jaina, on the other hand, has fallen. There's the mosh pit. Can they get a kill out of this? They're trying to at least, but Tai is still in play. And the catapults are pushing in, as do the Siege Giants. Thrall is down, and here's the attack against Wit, and that is another kill. Nicely done. With that, they might get the core here. I mean, the only survivor is Samuro, and he's down too, completing the 5-man team wipe right here in the game. And the fan club with a 2-0 victory over Feel the Heat takes another best-of-3 series in this Swiss round of the All Hallows Cup. GG, and well played by the fan club. Nicely done. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support, and see you guys next time.